Okay, so today we're going to take a deep dive into something a little different.
Oh.
Yeah, a commercial.
Interesting.
It's for this place called Hudson, Rotterdam.
Okay, I've heard of them.
You have?
Yeah, they've been getting a lot of buzz lately.
That's what I heard, too.
Well, I'm curious to hear what they're all about.
Me, too. And I figured this commercial is probably the best place to start.
Yeah.
You know?
And get a feel for their whole vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is kind of dissect this commercial bit by bit. And by the end, hopefully you listening out there can decide for yourself if Hudson, Rotterdam is worth checking out.
It's like a plan.
All right, so right off the bat, they hit us with this line: New York's vibrant energy meets Rotterdam's charm. And then they follow it up with talk of an easygoing ambiance with an American bite twist. So, what do you think?
Well, first thought is that's quite a combination, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're trying to bridge two pretty distinct vibes.
For sure.
You've got New York City, which is all hustle and bustle. And then you have Rotterdam, which is known for being a bit more laid back.
Yeah, definitely more chill.
Exactly. So it is interesting that they're trying to blend these two together.
Yeah, almost like they're trying to create this cosmopolitan feel, but still keep it grounded in that Rotterdam atmosphere.
Right, and it makes me think they might be trying to appeal to a specific audience.
Like who?
Well, you know, Rotterdam has a growing international scene these days. Lots of expats, global businesses.
That's true.
So maybe Hudson is trying to cater to that crowd, you know? People who want something that feels familiar but still has that local touch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Uh,
And it's not just the words they use. Right?
no, they back it up with the visuals, too.
Oh, yeah. All those shots of the Chesterfield sofas and the steel accents and pops of color.
Yeah.
Definitely leaning into that trendy industrial chic aesthetic.
Definitely. It's that style that you see in, like, trendy restaurants all over the world.
Right. Like you could plop that restaurant down in London or Tokyo and it wouldn't feel out of place.
Exactly.
Right.
So in a way, they're playing it safe with the visuals, sticking with what's popular and recognizable.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so we've talked about the vibe now. Let's
Yeah.
get to the important part, the food.
Always a key factor.
They're calling their menu a culinary love letter to the USA with juicy burgers, smoky wraps, tender ribs, and get this, nachos that redefine comfort food. Like, are they serious? Redefining nachos.
It's definitely some bold language.
Right. Like, what could they possibly do to nachos to redefine them?
It makes me wonder if they're using higher-end ingredients or maybe there's some unexpected presentation going on.
Or maybe it's just good marketing.
Could be. But hey, it definitely piques your curiosity.
It does. And let's not forget about the drinks.
Ah, yes, the cocktail Walhalla.
With creative cocktails every weekend.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Is it just about the drinks, or are they hinting at a bigger nightlife scene?
I think it's strategic. Highlighting cocktails, especially creative ones, suggests they're going for a more sophisticated crowd. You know,
Yeah.
people who enjoy maybe pre-dinner drinks or after-dinner socializing.
Right.
And it wouldn't surprise me if they're trying to tap into that growing cocktail culture in Rotterdam.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. A lot of European cities are seeing a surge in interest in craft cocktails. So Hudson could be trying to position themselves at the forefront of that trend.
That's interesting. And it's not just about drinks and food. They encourage you to visit the website, browse the menu, book a table. They even mentioned event packages.
Yeah, they're really casting a wide net.
Right, like they're trying to be the go-to spot for any occasion.
It does suggest a certain confidence in their ability to cater to diverse needs and wants.
Absolutely. And then they wrap it all up with this line, Hudson, Rotterdam, where every bite tells a story. What do you think? A bit cheesy, or a sign that they're trying to create a deeper experience?
It's a bit of a cliche, I'll admit, but I think it speaks to this larger trend we're seeing in the restaurant industry.
What do you mean?
Well, diners these days, they're not just looking for a meal.
No.
They want an experience, a connection to the food, the place, the people.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I think Hudson might be trying to tap into that desire for something more meaningful.
Yeah, trying to create a story around their food and the whole dining experience.
Exactly. Whether they succeed or not, well, that's another question.
It is. So after dissecting this commercial, what's your verdict? Is Hudson, Rotterdam worth checking out?
It's hard to say for sure based just on this commercial.
Yeah, fair enough.
But they are clearly trying to offer something different. A blend of New York style and Rotterdam charm, familiar American flavors with a potentially elevated twist. And that whole idea of creating an experience that goes beyond the food.
Right. It's more than just a meal. It's an event.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But whether they can actually deliver on all that, well, that's something you'd have to experience for yourself.
Well said. So if you were to visit Hudson, Rotterdam, what occasion would you choose?
That's a good question. I think I'd save it for a special occasion. You know, maybe a birthday dinner with friends.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, the trendy atmosphere and the focus on cocktails would make for a fun celebratory night. What about you?
I'm more of the lunch person, so maybe I'd try their lunch menu.
Mm-hmm.
A casual weekend afternoon with a good book.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. Right. The real question is, what about you listening? What stood out to you about Hudson? Was it the food, the atmosphere, that story they keep talking about?
Yeah.
Think about it, and who knows, maybe you'll find yourself at Hudson, Rotterdam sometime soon.